Aloha yogis. Thank you for joining me on your mat today. Today's yin class will really focus more on releasing tension in our hips and our backs, and overall just trying to release any tension emotionally, psychologically, and physically that we've been holding in our bodies. This is a nice time to just let go. So I'll have you sit on your mat to start. Part your sit bones so that they're rooted down into your mat. Place your hands on your thighs, palms facing up, and close your eyes gently here. Notice your breathing. Start tapping into your breath. Yin yoga is also about moving through the challenging times when we're holding our poses longer and using our breath to relax the areas where we're holding tension. It helps loosen the connective tissue, lubricates our joints, helps with joint mobility and with circulation. It can definitely help with flexibility and overall allowing ourselves to do other physical activities with a lot more ease. So just land here. Start breathing deeply. Notice if your shoulders are tensed up towards your ears. Roll them back and down. Actively pressing your shoulders down and away from your ears and sending your torso and your shoulders directly above your hips. In a seated position, feel your sit bones rooted down into the earth, pressing down as you lift out of your hips, opening the ribs and the chest forward, your chin level with your mat, your ears in line with your shoulders, and the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Relax your fingers. Allow them to curl in on themselves on your thighs. Feel the back of your hand gently rest on your thighs. Those hands are very important, and we often neglect our hands and our feet, so try and bring attention to these areas. And for today's yin class, maybe there's something specific in your body that you'd like to relax, a specific area that you'd like to focus on. Choose that area and place your hand on it and breathe, telling yourself that you will give attention where it's needed today. We'll start deeply breathing with counts here. We'll inhale for a count of 4 in our bellies, only our bellies, and then we'll exhale for a count of 4 out our bellies. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, expanding the belly, and exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do that 3 more times with your own breath. One more. Good. This time, place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. as you inhale for a count of 4, you're only going to be inhaling out through the chest and not through the belly. So the belly will stay still. We'll inhale through the chest for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Do this again 3 more times on your own. You can work on your oceanic breathing. Good. When you're done, we'll breathe out through both of our bellies and our chest for a count of 5. First coming through the belly and moving the breath up through the chest, and then we'll do the contrary when we exhale, out the chest and then out the belly. So we'll start now for inhale for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it up. And exhale out the chest for 5, 4, 3, and out the belly, 2, 1. Feel the belly button being drawn into the spine as you fully exhale at the bottom. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go a little bit slower, and our exhales will be a count of 6 this time. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, expand the belly, 3, up the chest, 2, all the way up, 1, and exhale out the chest for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more like this, and we'll exhale for a count of 7. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands on your thighs and come back to a normal breathing. Let it go with a sigh. Notice how relaxed your forehead is and your eyes and your shoulders. Good. We'll come onto our knees and we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose here. So open your knees, mat width apart, and your knees could be wider than mat width apart, but you want to at least have the mat width apart here. And we're going to send our hips back onto our heels, big toes to touch, and we'll send our arms forward into an extended child's pose here. And allow yourself to slowly ease into this hip opening and this back extension here. I'm really trying to release anything that we're holding. So if you need support under your chest, you can always have a bolster. Make sure that you have your blocks, your blankets, and your belt or your scarf or a strap with you, because we will be using these some of these props today. And here you can also have blocks underneath your hands. So I'll demonstrate here in case you want to do that for yourself. You can always have blocks underneath your hands, at least shoulder width apart, and allowing your arms to stretch forward, opening your chest, allowing your forehead to rest on your mat. So you will hold this, and when you inhale, expand the belly towards the earth and sending the breath in your hip creases, in your inner thighs, in your glutes. You might also be feeling it in your lower back, and that's okay as well. At any point in time in the practice, if you do need a break or if you need to slightly come out of a pose, just listen to your body. That's the best advice that we can give each other, is always listen. You don't want to injure yourself or cause any undue stress. Yin is about releasing. We'll have long moments of silence. Try and tap into your stillness in your silence and letting any thoughts flow by that you don't need to hold. Relax your forehead. If it feels more comfortable for you, you can turn your head onto one side and rest your temple on your mat. And when you're ready, you can switch sides. Deep breathing through the belly. And notice your exhales. The exhales can be deeply satisfying as you gently retract your stomach. Being so gentle with yourself. Being good to yourself. Appreciating yourself and what your body is doing for you. Breathe into the hips, and as you exhale, relax deeper into your mat. Beautiful. Relax your shoulders, your back, and your heart. Those thoughts that might be racing through your head are just that. They're just thoughts. No matter what, they can just flow by like clouds. like the ocean waves. Allowing them to just be. We're reaching the deeper tissues here, the fascia. You might feel some tingling. You might feel some tension, but try and breathe to release that. When you're ready, slowly come up on your forearms, first sending your body forward, and come on your hands, bring your knees into a tabletop, and just bring your knees together and sit back down on your heels, and then come back up into a tabletop, and then sit back down on your heels, and then come back up again. Good. Now what we'll do is we'll go into half frog or full frog. So what you'd want to do is extend one leg out behind you and then bring one leg in front of you sideways. So lay on your stomach and then bring the left knee perpendicular to your left hip. Here you can have a blanket supporting you in between your legs if you need to. Just allow yourself to feel this half frog right now. So that right leg is extended behind you, and then that left leg is bent to a 90 degree, like a leg of a frog. And we'll be here for 1.5 minutes on this side, and then we'll go onto the other side. If you want to do full frog, you bend both knees at a 90 degree angle. Okay, your knees are in line with your ankles, and your knees are in line with your hips as well. You don't want to go too far forward or too far back. Unless you want to ease your way into this, you can, but otherwise, just stay exactly as you would, like a frog would, and then lower yourself onto stacked fists. Lower your head onto stacked fists or directly on the ground, and just allow your inner thighs to stretch. As much as possible, keep your feet flexed towards your shins. Relax your head and your back. You can switch sides now if you're doing one side at a time. Just deeply breathe here. Relax your shoulders. And as you relax deeper, maybe you can expand your frog pose. Maybe your knees can splay out a little bit more, slide a little bit more away from each other. Feeling the inner thighs open up even more. You can have support with a bolster underneath your chest and your abdominal if you need that as well. Release your jaw. Relax the jaw. Let it part open. You can even open and close your jaw to help it. Good. Slowly bring yourself back on your hands. Come back into a tabletop here. And just give yourself a few hip rotations. So roll your hips towards the left and right. Big circular motion with your hips. Good. Keep breathing. And then switch directions. Good. We'll come back into a seat and we'll come into shoelace or cow face pose. So bring your right leg onto your mat and then stack your knees together as much as you can. If this isn't accessible to you, you can just either sit in a square pose or having one leg in front of the other as if you're just sitting in a seated position. So bring that left leg on top of the right to try and match the knees as much as possible. Okay? Keep your blocks on hand with you here. And we're just going to hold this here, and then we'll exhale and we'll fold forward. But for now, we're just going to breathe, closing our eyes and allowing ourselves to feel this opening already happening without doing anything else. This in and of itself is opening our hips. Just allow your arms to rest on your ankles, your hands to rest on your ankles. Relax your face. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Look up, reach out of the hips, and exhale, staying in this posture. Look up again and reach those arms up high, and then rest your shoulder blades down your back, keeping your arms overhead. One more deep breath like that. Reach out of your hips, and then bring that right arm on top of the left for eagle arms. Allow your elbows to come in line with your shoulders and your arms to pull away from your face. Try and bind the hands. If that's not accessible to you, you can just have the back of your hands touching themselves, or you can have the forearms coming together without twisting or binding your hands and your arms. Relax your shoulders down your back. Open up the chest forward and then drop your head towards your forearms. Close your eyes. Reach out of your hips, lengthening your spine upwards. Breathing in the back of your upper back. As you exhale, release the navel towards the spine. As you inhale, expand the shoulder blades towards the sides, giving a nice opening to your spine. As you exhale, relax the heart down towards your ribs. Relax your forehead onto your arms. And try and keep your shoulders directly above your hips. One more deep breath. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Slowly unbind your arms and just roll your shoulders around, shake your arms. And then just drop your hands on your mat, both hands on your mat, away from your hips, about a foot away, and slowly drop your head towards the right. Deep breath in through the belly and up the chest. Roll your shoulders back and down, opening the heart forward, and exhale, relax the shoulders down, releasing your head even more towards the right. Breathe into your stretch here. If you want more of a stretch, you can always take that right hand, place it on top of your head, and allow the weight of your arm and your hand to pull your head down towards your mat even more. Maintain a nice opening in the front line of your body, opening the heart towards the front of the room. Good. Slowly bring your head back to center, leading with your hand. And then just drop your head towards the left. Allow your left ear to pull down towards your left shoulder and not bringing your shoulder towards your ear. Allow your left shoulder to roll back and down, relaxing down towards the earth, and allowing your left ear to go down with it. Try and visualize a waterfall pushing you down deeper and deeper towards the center of the earth, allowing all of your body to melt down. Good. Take that left hand, place it on your left temple. Send your head back to center. Inhale, reach out of your hips, opening your chest, and leading with your heart, fold forward. As far as you'll go, you can have your forearms resting on your stacked blocks. We're here for 30 seconds more. When you're inhaling, expand your back. Send the breath in your ribs. And as you exhale, fold forward deeper. Good. Slowly bring yourself back up. Remove your blocks to the side. Release your legs, planting both feet in front of you, hands behind your hips, and then just slowly sway your legs side to side in a windshield wiping movement. Slowly, mindfully loosening up our hips here. Beautiful. And then when you're done with that, we're going to come on to the other side. Okay. Come back to center and then switch sides with your legs. Bring that left leg first and then stack your right knee on top of your left knee into shoelace. And we'll close our eyes and we'll just allow ourselves to ease our way into this side here. You can have your blocks back in place. Allow your hands to rest on your ankles. And again, if this is too much for you, you can have your legs stacked in a box shape instead, or just in a normal seated position with one shin in front of the other. Whatever noises you might hear, just allow them to pass by without any care. When you're fully focused on your meditation and your practice, a lot of the things we hear don't bother us as much. Again, notice your breathing, the quality of your breath. Remember to breathe deeply into your belly and breathe deeply in your chest. And notice that area that you chose for yourself. On your next inhale, draw your arms up overhead, reach up high. Out of your hips, reach, 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 opening that chest. And exhale, stay here. Releasing the navel to the spine. Relaxing the shoulders down your back. Inhale, look up, reach up. Strong fingers. And again, release the breath. One more. And then exhale, bring that left arm on top of the right for eagle arms. Deep breath here. Bring your elbows in line with your shoulders and your forearms away from your face. As you inhale, expand the upper back, retracting as you exhale. Inhale, reach out of your hips. And then exhale, drop your head down onto your forearms. Still keeping a nice extended spine towards the sky. Trying to keep your shoulders in line with your hips, above your hips, and your elbows in line with your shoulders. Deep breathing here. We're here for 2 more breaths. Good. On your next inhale, unbind the arms, reach them up high, and then place them down on your mat, about a foot away from your hips. Inhale, reach that sternum up towards the sky, shoulders down. And exhale, just allow your head to drop forward. When you're doing this, feel the spine. Notice how your spine is feeling as you completely allow your head to drop forward. You feel it stretching from the middle back all the way up towards your neck. Keeping your back straight and your shoulders in line with your hips. Slowly bring your head back up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward here. Bring your forearms onto your stack blocks. Or rest your belly and your chest on your thigh if that's accessible to you. Take a deep breath, sending it into your left hip. And then release. On your next inhale, send it into your right hip. Opening up your hip. And then exhale. Your next breath, breathe into both hips simultaneously. And then fold deeper. Good. Slowly bring yourself back up on your hands. Bring your blocks onto the side. Release your legs forward in front of you and just shake, shake, shake your legs. Give them a nice shake. Perfect. Excellent. Bring your soles, the soles of your feet together. You can place a blanket underneath your sit bones to prop yourself up, to give yourself better alignment if that's where you need to go. And we'll come into a seated butterfly here. Inhale. Reach up with the crown of your head out of your hips, belly button to spine. Deep inhale through the belly and up the chest, and then exhale, hinge forward at the hips, extending your spine forward. Feel the power of the soles of your feet pressing against each other, giving yourself a better opening, splaying your knees down towards the earth, feeling the inner thighs stretching here. Deep breath in the belly. And when you're breathing in the belly, notice how the breath is also reaching your hips. Slightly moving the muscles, the tissues. Relax your jaw and your face, allowing it to melt down deeper. Allow your skin to just melt down with gravity. Just allowing yourself to completely melt forward into your fold. Gently releasing your forehead and your eyes, your fingers. Relax your toes. Come back to the area you chose for yourself and send love there. Send some love and some positive energy. Maybe you chose your heart, maybe a hip or a foot, your neck, whatever it is. Just give all of your beautiful attention. Being mindful of releasing the mind and just being here. As you exhale, fold deeper, allowing gravity to pull you down in your butterfly pose. If you had your block at a higher level, maybe bring it down. Or maybe you'd like to completely bring your forearms on your mat. Or you'd like to bring your arms, your forearms underneath your legs and completely releasing down as I'm demonstrating right now. Wherever you are in your practice, let yourself completely go here. In with the new, out with the old. Renewal as you inhale. Exhale what you don't need. Notice where you are now compared to where you were when you first started this pose. Just observe yourself and notice if you're deeper. And if you are, notice how it feels when you're breathing in that deepness. If you're able to relax. When you're ready, slowly bring yourself out of this posture. Slowly bringing yourself up, leading with your head last. Then draw your knees in together, into your chest, and wrap yourself around your legs for a nice hug. Inhale into the lower belly, expanding the belly towards your thighs. And exhale. Good. Bring your blocks to the front of your mat and come onto your knees and your hands for a tabletop. And then we'll come into a dragon. Okay, so bring that right foot forward in front of you. Tuck the back foot and just send your knee back slightly. You can have padding underneath your knee if that's needed. And your blocks frame your foot. Okay, they're in line with your shoulders as well. And here, you want to try and keep a wide enough stance so your feet are hip width apart. As you inhale, lengthen your spine forward and up, making sure the front ankle, the right ankle, is in line with your right knee and not past, or your knee not too forward. You can see your toes here. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lengthen out of the hips, and placing your hips so that they're facing forward. So leveling out the hips. And the way to do that is send that left hip forward and plug in the right hip back so that you can have that straightening movement, or else you might be leaning too much towards the left, and you want to level out your hips so that they're facing forward. Inhale and exhale deeper into that low lunge dragon. If you don't want your hands on blocks, you can have your hands on your mat, and they can be inside of the right foot, as long as your foot is towards the right enough to give you some room. Lengthen out of the crown of your head. Shoulders down and away from your ears. We're here for another minute. And then breathe into the left hip flexors. You're probably feeling it in the front thigh of your left leg into the hip. And that's where we want to breathe. Send our breath there. Release the tension with your breath. We're creating heat, but the more we exhale, the more we release our heat. Long exhalations here. If this is too much for your knee, you can always tuck the back toes and lift the leg off the mat like this. It'll still give you a stretch, but you won't be on your knee. Otherwise, you can pad your knee with a thick blanket. On your next inhale, we'll go into twisted dragon. Send your right foot towards the outer edge of your mat, and then turn that right foot onto its outer edge. Take that left hand, place it underneath your left shoulder, and twist towards the left here, opening your chest towards the side of the room, and allowing your right knee to splay opened. In your twist here, if you're comfortable to do so, you can bend that left leg up and grab your left ankle with your right hand and stay here for a twisted dragon. Or you can have your twist without having that leg bent. You can just stay here, either having your hand on your hip or opening your knee, taking your right hand, placing it inside of your right thigh and pressing it out and away from you in a twist. Relax your neck. Close your eyes and breathe. We're here for a minute. This might be really intense for you depending on where you're at in your practice. Just keep breathing. Good. Slowly bring your hands on your mat. Slowly bring your right foot back towards the middle of your mat. And send your hips back for a half split here. We're just doing that to counter stretch what we were just doing. Send your weight forward again and then back again into half splits. Do this a few more times with your breath. Loosening up what we just did. Yeah. And exhale, bring that right leg back to meet the left. So again, have your blocks by your side. Inhale, your left leg forward between your hands. Tuck the back toes. Send your knee back slightly and then lunge forward with your hands either on blocks or inside of the left foot. Just send your left foot slightly towards the left, making sure your hips are in line with the front of your mat. So again, it's a movement where you plug in that left hip back and you send that right hip forward. If you're on the highest setting of your blocks, roll your shoulders back and down, opening the heart forward. And really reach out of your hips here, and then lunge deeper. Feeling your core engaged, that's good. Otherwise, if you're on the second setting or the lowest setting, that's okay too. Just be mindful of extending the spine forward through the crown of your head. If you have your hands on your mat, that's also okay. Just allow the hip flexors on the right side to stretch, breathing there. Feels so good. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Relax your jaw. Relax your fingers on your mat. Beautiful. On your next inhale, send that left foot towards the outer edge of your mat, turn your foot onto its outer edge. Stay here. Inhale and exhale. Take that right hand, place it underneath your right shoulder, and just turn yourself towards the left. Taking that left hand, placing it inside of the left thigh, push your thigh out and away from you. We're here for a couple of minutes. You can stay here, or you can bend that back foot, grab it with your left hand, and come into a twisted dragon like this. Otherwise, keep that right leg down on your mat and keep pressing that right thigh, that left thigh out and away from you with your left hand. This is where I'm at right now, and this is where I'll breathe into my hips for a couple of minutes. Sometimes people like to go onto their forearm here. If it's better for your wrists, you can do that as well. Come in onto your right forearm in your twist. We're really getting into the nitty-gritty of our hips, so just keep breathing here. If you want to get out of your twist, you can bring both forearms onto your mat, interlacing your fingers in a stacked fist and staying here. Again, if you want to stay off of your knee, you can tuck the back toes, lift the leg up. Even sway yourself forward and back. When you're ready, bring both hands back on your mat. Slowly bring that left foot back into the center, and then send your hips back for a half split. When you're sending your hip back, lift that left foot off of the mat, pointing it towards you, and then send yourself back forward. And then exhale back into a half split. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Good. Beautiful. Send that left leg back to meet the right, and just allow yourself to rebound here. Swing your hips side to side. Feeling that beautiful stretch on the outer hips when we're just allowing our hips to just drop to the right and then drop to the left. Inhale to center, drop them to the right, and then drop them to the left. Good. We're going to take our belt or our strap, and we're going to go into some hamstring stretches and IT band stretching. You can have your blocks by your side in case you need to have them to support you in these postures. So lower yourself onto your back. Actually, I'll turn on this side. Slowly lower yourself onto your back. Grab your belt, wrap your belt around your hands. Plant both feet on your mat, but take the right foot up towards the sky, extending your leg up, and then wrap the belt around the ball of your right foot. You can either keep the left foot planted on your mat, or you can extend the left leg out. Inhale, push your right heel up towards the sky, pointing your right toes down towards you. So keep your foot flexed. And then exhale, pull your leg forward towards your body and in towards the midline here. You can keep a micro bend in your knees at first. You can ease your way into a fully extended leg here. We're here for 3 minutes. Breathe into the back of your leg, stretching, visualizing the lengthening of your hamstring and of your calf. As you exhale, draw your leg in closer to you. It could be a very slight movement, not big, enough to feel something. And it's okay to have your leg shaking. The shaking means it's working. So just allow it to happen. Draw the hips, the tailbone down towards the mat as you draw your leg in closer. Relax your shoulders down on your mat. The upper body doesn't need to be working right now. Release the tension wherever you don't need to hold it. And try and relax the areas that you are working on. On your next inhale, grab the belt, both ends of the belt with your left hand, and start sending your leg across your body towards the left. Take the right hand, take the right thumb, place it inside of your right hip crease, and press your right hip down and away from you. As you flex your right foot towards you and your belt is bringing your foot towards you. Okay, so we're going in an IT band stretch here. You can, at this point, your leg doesn't have to be all the way down on your mat. Wherever you need to stop, wherever you feel the stretch happening. You want to ease your way into this. Allow yourself to just feel where you are. And you can have blocks or something underneath you if you need support. Otherwise, encourage your right hip to go down and away from you, but keep your leg perpendicular to your body, keeping that right foot flexed. Release the tension as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And then bring that leg back down, that foot back down on your mat. And then we'll switch sides. Extend the left foot overhead. And then bring that belt around your left ball of your foot. Press your heel up towards the sky, flexing your toes towards you. And then exhale, draw your leg in towards your chest. We're here for 3 minutes. As you exhale, draw your leg in closer to you. Maybe keep a bend in your knee if you need to. You can also do small pulses to draw your leg in closer. Just breathe. Send the breath in the back of your leg, in your hamstring. Relax your jaw and your eyes and your shoulders on your mat. When you're ready, grab the belt with your right hand and send your leg across your body towards the right. And again, just allow your left arm to relax. You can even look towards the left. And you can also take your left hand and your left thumb and place it in the left hip crease and press your left hip out and away from you. That can help you get into the posture more efficiently. Relax your neck and your shoulders. You can always bend that right leg and have your right foot planted on your mat if that's better for you. Just explore with your body. As long as you're feeling that stretch in the outer on the outer left thigh, and you could even feel it all the way up into your ankle. Good. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Bring that left foot down on your mat. Bring your feet mat width apart and just sway your legs side to side. As you exhale, drop your knees to the left. Inhale back to center. And then drop your knees to the right as you exhale. You can turn your head opposite direction to your knees. Good. Your posture before your final shavasana, take your block. Place it underneath your sacrum at the lowest setting or at the second setting, and come into supported bridge here. You can keep both feet planted on your mat, or you can have your legs extended in front of you. Take your shoulders off of your mat and then pull them down and then place them back down on your mat. Inhale through the belly and then all the way up the chest, opening up the ribs, the sternum, the pectoral muscles. And then open your mouth inside out. As you inhale, feel the expansion of your pelvis, the space you're giving yourself inside of your midline, of your abdominals. And as you exhale, release all of your weight down into the earth, into your block. Beautiful. You can stay here in your bridge, or you can plant your feet down on your mat, lift your hips off slightly off your block, slide the block out and away from you, and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower your spine down on your mat all the way to the tailbone, and then draw your knees in towards your chest, interlacing your fingers around your shin. Sway yourself side to side for a final hug. Inhale, exhale, draw them closer into your chest, relaxing your shoulders down on your mat. Inhale, expanding the belly onto your thighs. Expanding the chest. And exhale, release your legs out and away from you into your final shavasana. Allow your legs to take as much space as they need and your arms to take as much space as they need. This is your space, your time. Deep inhale through the belly, all the way up, visualizing the expansion of your ribs. And exhale everything out. Release all the effort. Being grateful for you, for your life, for what you've given yourself today. Allow yourself to completely melt, allowing the earth to envelop herself around you. Inviting your weight down deeper. A nice envelopment. Relaxing your forehead, your ears down towards the earth, your jaw. Relax the tongue. Allowing your breath to be fully natural. Mahalo for joining me today in your journey. Namaste.